Hello and welcome, Reds. Thank you very much for tuning in, you absolute bloody legends. And hopefully you had a lovely day, everyone. Let me know what you've been up to, if you've been in work and that. We've got a packed show for you today. Obviously, we'll be discussing the rumoured, more or less, the fee that Liverpool will have to pay to prize away Jude Bellingham from potentially Borussia Dortmund, whether that be this summer or next summer. Time will tell anyway. But let me know your thoughts on the rumoured fee. Do you think it's a good fee for the England international anyway? Or do you think Liverpool have got a little bit of a wiggle room in reality in terms of bargaining that price down? We'll speak about that today as well. And we'll briefly touch on, obviously, Ousmane Dembele as well. We'll dispel those rumours and why we think and potentially why it makes no sense at all for a potential move for French International anyway. And channel memberships are live on the channel as well, everyone. As you can see there on the top right icon, if you are watching on your computer, you should have a join button as well, but you don't have to join, everyone. It just helps towards the channel, better production elements as well. But as I said, that will not affect, obviously, the current, scheduling in which we have got on the channel. There's a little introduction video. It will go to better camera work, more editors, better production quality overall in the coming weeks, months, and years' time anyway on the channel. It's exciting times, not just for Liverpool, but for on the channel as well. The channel will continue to grow in every aspect. I'll get better. Camera work will be getting better. Every element as well, be pushing and striving as well. Well, thank you to every single one of you. I've been here for 5 years now on YouTube. I have been slacking in recent times anyway, but that will all change anyway. It's exciting times, not just for Liverpool on the pitch, but on the channel as well. And most importantly, you at home are the most important aspect is similar to Liverpool Football Club, the fans globally around the world. And thank you if you've been here from day one or 4 or 5 years ago anyway on the channel. It's been a journey. I didn't anticipate anyone to be watching these videos a very long time ago, but I'm very blessed that people are tuning in every single day and every single week anyway on the channel. As I said, just started doing a little podcast in my room. Didn't think anyone would tune in, but the amazing growing community that we've managed to build on the channel, and obviously the amazing growing Reds that we've got around the world, connecting with every single one of you, wherever you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching. If you are watching this on the repeat anyway, or if you are watching live, let me know where you are watching today's episodes anyway. But thank you very much, absolute bloody legends. If you do join, you will be constantly getting refreshed, obviously custom emotes as well, emojis. If you're not aware of what they are, it's this new generation, obviously, like GIFs, like visual representations, like little animated pictures as well anyway. But look after yourselves, and thank you from the bottom of my heart, every single one of you. Hopefully a lot of positives to come on the channel as well, but thank you very much. And obviously shout out to Connor from the Cop Council. Hey Jude, Connor, as I said, Connor, as you were saying to me, mate, before we come on live, you have got COVID, so look after yourself, Connor from the Cop Council. Another great YouTube channel. Make sure you head over to subscribe to Connor anyway, but look after yourself, mate. Anyway, if you need anything, I'm always here, mate. Anyway, look after yourself. Big up, John. Jack, mate, hope you are well. Most importantly, John, and every single one who's watching, look after yourselves. I'm not too bad, mate. As I say, getting a rocket up my backside, to say the least, anyway, in terms of every aspect of production on the channel. We really want to set the bar high and potentially I'm a long way off where I want to be, 100%, but it's not going to be possible without every single one of you. Well, you don't have to join the membership. You can just be here as always anyway. That is enough for people tuning in. Absolute bloody legends, as I said, made up. You can get 5 people watching videos. Absolute bloody legends. Big up, Connor. I hope you'll get West soon as well. Yeah, as well, Eamon. Hello, Jack and fellow Reds. Hope you're all well as well. But we'll get straight into, obviously, the talking points. The 2 main men behind me anyway. We'll we'll start off firstly with Ousmane Dembele. I wanted to dispel the rumours anyway in relation to the Frenchman potentially, as he has been rumoured in L'Equipe over the last 48 hours, with a potential move to Liverpool. That is a load of baloney. In reality, the main factor, and we all know this, his injury record is an absolute disgrace for the footballer, and the massive big factor for any potential rumoured nonsense move to Liverpool will be his transfer, his wages. It is being rumoured over the last 48 hours he's potentially being offered a contract at Chelsea. That's been the news that has been circulating over the last week to two weeks anyway. He's close to, I think his contract runs out tomorrow, or it might be the early hours today, tomorrow morning anyway. So let me know your thoughts on that. It makes no sense. Yes, potentially if you can keep him fit, but there's a lot of superlatives and a lot of ifs and buts to any potential transfer. Tuchel has managed him at Dortmund. He was the manager in charge prior to Dembele moving to Barcelona all those years ago for the record fee at that time. Obviously, a couple of months after Liverpool did sell Felipe Coutinho, but Jurgen Klopp was in quite good discussions in reality in terms, as we spoke about this week. Jurgen Klopp more or less gave the thumbs up to Dortmund to very much rinse Barcelona all those years ago. And quite rightly, if a club's silly enough to pay 120 odd million for Ousmane Dembele at that time, obviously he had his injury history, but it wasn't as bad as it has been at Barcelona. It's quite sad, really, but he's still quite young, got a big future ahead of him. But it's more or less indicating that you will be getting that official move to Chelsea Football Club. It's the capital; they pay big wages anyway. And potentially they have moved out Romelu Lukaku, so that would free up a lot of wages. Potentially, the rumours in terms of outgoings of Chelsea, as we all know. Rafinha is the big one, potentially moving to Chelsea. All the Arsenal fans are very much disappointed with that. But at the end of the day, if you're tippy-toeing round players, you've got to put your money on the table, really. I was going to say something else then, but you got to put your money on the table, really, in terms of any deals. If you want to play with the big boys, you got to put your money where your mouth is, really, and put a bid in. And Arsenal were dilly-dallying, really, in terms of any potential move. So looks like Rafinha's going to Chelsea, as we all know, over the last week. It was more or less look like, from an outside point of view as well, than we chat, it was going to Arsenal, but Arsenal being typical Arsenal, not quite getting that ball over the line anyway in reality to that deal. But Ousmane Dembele, don't believe all the rumours from the L'Equipe anyway. Liverpool, of course, Klopp would be an admirer. Who wouldn't be of Dembele? Because if you could get a massive if you could get a fit Ousmane Dembele, he was, as soon as Messi left, he was that one player. He was Barcelona's best player at the football club. In reality, in terms of attacking threat, obviously a Aubameyang move, but Dembele, he's still got a lot to prove. Not a lot to prove, but a lot to give in football. But it's whether a case of if his injuries in the next coming years, if he is to get that deal over the line at Chelsea. I'll tell you what, the physicality of the Premier League, if that does reoccur, any potential injuries he has had in the past. So let me know your thoughts on that, chat. It's loads of rubbish in reality, these rumours. We've got to talk about it because obviously it's wanted to gauge your thoughts anyway, but let me know your thoughts. It's not going to happen, but let me know your thoughts on Dembele and where do you foresee him going? More or less looking like he will be going to Chelsea Football Club on a free transfer. So a big wages anyway, and a big signing on bonus for Dembele anyway as well. Steve, how you doing? Really do appreciate it, mate, as well. Yusuf, hey, mate, how are you doing? Not too bad, mate. Most importantly, how are you all doing anyway? Hope you're all having a good day anyway. And thank you, as always, for tuning in on the channel anyway. Yusuf, what are your thoughts on Dembele? Obviously, you're a massive Chelsea fan. Are you happy with this deal? Obviously, Rafinha's coming in the door, but Dembele is very versatile. He can play on the left, through the middle, and on the right-hand side. Predominantly, he's more of a right winger. So it's similar until we get the official announcement whether Salah is staying or he's going. Liverpool are going to be linked with every single right winger in Europe, and I'm not buying these Asensio links. It's an absolute load of rubbish. I'd be very surprised if he does end up at Liverpool, but as I said, it's another right winger getting linked with Liverpool, not just Liverpool, but a lot of clubs around Europe anyway. But Real Madrid wanting rid of the player who's had not similar. Both right wingers, Dembele and Asensio, have had terrible injuries over the last couple of years. Anyway, they've missed a lot of minutes, and that's something Liverpool want to try and stay away from, considering the Liverpool's midfield crisis over the last couple of years in terms of Naby Keita, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain not quite regaining his form prior to that injury against Roma all those years ago, and so we want to stay clear of any potential incoming players that have got a bad injury record, really. But let me know your thoughts on that, Yusuf, as well. Nice one, Steve. And if you are new around here, hit that subscribe button down below. Jack, make the join button not coming up on the iPhone. Could you put a link in for it, mate? John, I will do after the show. Hang on, is that not that too savvy with me tech, as you all know. Hang on. Is that hopefully this should get a link anyway. Yeah, let me know if that works, John. I know obviously YouTube's not really quite formatted really for iPhone users, Apple users. So let me know if that works, John, anyway. Hopefully that does work. Really do appreciate it, John, as I said, mate. Massive support of the channel over the last 5 years, mate, anyway. Every single one of you. I know who was there from the very beginning. And even if I've been here for a week, welcome as well, everyone. Thank you for every single one of you for continuing to support the channel. John, let me know if that's worked anyway. Afternoon, Gary. Afternoon, mate. Afternoon. Obviously, Gary, Liverpool have got their main man in. I've been speaking to you over the last couple of years, and especially over the last 12 months, Gary, you have been banging the drum prior to Nunes joining the football club. He was high on your priority list. I know that, as I know, speaking to you for the last 12 months, especially after when we played Benfica, you were one of the first people to go, Jack, we need to keep an eye on him because he's going to be a good player. And Gary, who do you want? Is Jude on your bucket list in reality of potential incomings anyway as well? Let me know your thoughts. Klopp won't touch Dembele. Yeah, 100% Dave Amons, as I said. We had to dispel those rumours. Gary, no. Is that a thing over the last 24 hours, mate? It wouldn't surprise me. Chelsea Football Club are getting linked with every single winger, striker known to man anyway, because they've got the new owners, lots of money anyway, and obviously the bright lights of London, most importantly, and obviously to play under a good manager in Thomas Tuchel anyway. There's a lot of positives. Obviously Gary just saying hello, but Yusuf going, I'll take Dembele, but I'd take Rafinha definitely if we agree a deal with Leeds. Looking really positive, Yusuf, anyway. Looking like Chelsea have agreed a fee in the region of in around £60 million for the Brazilian from Leeds, which I think is very good going. How old is Rafinha? 25, 26 years old, so you're only going to get the best years ahead of him, and he's Premier League proven. Most importantly, I know his attitude sometimes, but if you're a Thomas Tuchel player, he's not a manager really to accept players down and tools. So I'm pretty sure Thomas Tuchel will get that out of Rafinha, really, that attitude, really, as well. As I said, that link, let me know if that works, everyone. I will try and get it sorted anyway. I will have to Google that because I know a couple of people were having issues on other channels in terms of Apple. So apologies, chat, if it won't let you join. But thank you if you are thinking of doing that. Not joining on my Apple, but is on my Android. Nice one for that stay anyway. Thank you very much, mate. I would not sign Jude. I would sign Jude ASAP Jack as well. Yeah, 100% there, mate. Gary, as I said from the title on the thumbnail anyway, 100 and 120 million is the rumour, but I get to that little article anyway. But John, thank you very much, mate. Anyway, absolute bloody legend. Record breaking, my first member on the channel. Thank you very much, John. And as I said, nothing will be changing on the channel. You'll be getting a lot more content down the road as well. Hopefully get a lot more journalists. I know a lot of journalists do tend to come on channels for free, but as I said, I know Fabrizio Romano is a very well-respected journalist as well, but I'm pretty sure you have to pay to get him on. So long term, ideally, we'll be in a position to get Fabrizio Romano and hopefully some exclusive content in the coming weeks and months anyway for any potential transfers. Well, thank you very much, John, as well. And thank you not just to John, but every single one is as well for you don't have to be a member, but whoever's been on the journey, I know he's all. There's 4.83 thousand of his bloody legends. Thank you so much, every single one of you. But thank you, John, you absolute bloody legend. How did you get round that, John? Anyway, he messaged me after the show, mate. Anyway, you have to tell me. It's like I'm 70 years old trying to sort out. It's all right. Sometimes technology we don't get on. But yeah, Rafinha obviously has great skill, but could see LFC touching him, not touching him with his attitude 100% thirsty, as we said, mate. Liverpool must put the league first, Gary. Obviously, we'll have a lot of shows planned anyway, and that will be the case, mate. Big old fella, hope you are good, Jay. As I said, thoughts with you and the family, mate. It's a difficult time. Everyone on my channel, and most importantly, mate, one of my good mates behind the camera then anyway. But thinking of you, Jay. And as I said, if you need anything, mate, DMs are always open, mate. Thinking of you and the family as well. But thank you to every single one of you. I had to do it through the laptop, mate. Oh, is that the case? I'll have to Google it. I'll have to speak to Jay anyway. I know Jay's got membership. But John, let me know. You should have your custom emotes really in the chat. Let me know if that's working. So try and spam them if you can there, John. Obviously, the first month membership is a lovely picture of Ali Becker. Number one. Liverpool's number one for the first month. But John, let me know if you've got the possibility of using those. There's not that many, but I will be adding to the catalogue anyway. But there we go. Yeah, you got the of course from Steven Gerrard, the Fabinho. Do you want some chicken, lad? And obviously the FSG net spend boys. That's for them as well. The FSG inners and the outers, they'll love that emoji as well. But thank you very much, John, as well. Thanks, but Jamie. I do, Maisie, as well. Thank you for tuning in. I know you've been very busy with your content, being on John's channel as well. We'll be getting Maisie on the channel very soon. But did you like that, John? They absolutely love it. The FSG inners and the outers anyway. But the net spend boys will be using that emoji hopefully in the future anyway. But as I said, if you've got any custom emotes that you'd like to see on the channel, everyone, you can dictate. You can tell me what ones and I'll get them bloody sorted for you anyway. But exciting times. Only a little touch anyway. But thank you very much, John, as well. Statman Steve, thank you very much for tuning in, mate. I know you've been absolutely smashing the quizzes. Probably one of the best quizzes on YouTube anyway, mate. Hope you're looking after yourself. Obviously, Maisie, yeah, obviously just saying that thoughts with obviously Jamie as well. Much love, mate. Anyway, it's the thing. Obviously, I started my channel not expecting anyone to tune in, but I've met quite a lot of yous anyway, and you are very close mates, every single one of yous. We just talk football. We don't take it too serious, really. Whether you agree to disagree with my points, most importantly, everyone's views do get heard, and it's just a lot of respect. And hopefully, I will do a lot more collabs in the future. Liverpool, the Liverpool community is big, but it is small. Everyone knows everyone anyway, and that's how it should be, really. It's great to hear everyone's different opinions. If everyone was saying the same thing over and over, it would be a bit bored anyway. But it's just create this channel just for like your mates go in the pub or whatnot. We can just talk footy and most importantly talk about the Reds or any talking points in world football anyway. So as I said there, Jamie, thinking of you, mate. All of us are anyway. And as I said, mate, much love. Yeah, likewise, Jay. Obviously, Steve just saying that to Jay as well. But Steve. But we'll go on to the Jude Bellingham news in a little second, everyone. As I said, I will bring up that tweet in terms of the very well respected Bundesliga correspondent. But Jamie, yeah, 100% there as well. Be looking forward to it. Jack trying to cram as much in as the Euros next week. Obviously, is it the ladies Euros? Is it Maisie? That'd be great for obviously the spectacle anyway. But yeah, you're absolutely bloody smash it anyway. Give the academy players a go in the cup games, Jack. Yeah, 100% there, Gary. Well, that's very much what we've done last season, and they done quite well. And then Liverpool, surprisingly, were getting quite favourable draws. It's like we were Man City all over again, weren't it? But there you go. We'll take some cheeky draws. Because I know Wolves, as we said, over the last couple of years, doing these videos, we seem to be, like, in the FA Cups, we always used to get a Premier League team in like the third or fourth round, and you're like, it doesn't help. But obviously Liverpool's squad depth has massively, drastically improved over the last couple of years anyway, as well. Big ups, Steve. I'll send you a DM. Go ahead, mate. I'll be back for a late night video tonight, mate. Oh yeah, spot on there, Jay. I'll be tuning in, and everyone will be tuning in anyway, as John said there. Looking forward to that. Obviously, Maisie as well. Obviously, if you're a fan of women's football anyway, Maisie has got all the bloody content anyway. And hopefully, I will be getting a lot of ladies' content on the channel as well. No, if anyone would like to come on board, really, the platform is here, because the more eyes and the more people that talk about ladies' football, the more publicity it quite rightly should be getting. The better, really, Maisie. But hopefully Liverpool's ladies do absolutely batter Man United going to this coming season in the league, in the Women's Super League anyway, the Championship. Well, the main ladies league anyway. Statman's quiz, tax return, but they are enjoyable. Steve, no, I'm not the best at my quizzes, but forget me on my quizzes, and we'll go straight on to, obviously, quick shout out as well. I was meant to have mentioned this at the top of the show. Unlucky Lucas Lieve. He has gone back to Gremio, back to where it all started. We can all remember Rafa Benitez signing a box-to-box midfielder. It was more or less the Brazilian Gerrard back in the day, in his early ages. He was winning the awards in which Neymar's previously won, obviously the Pelés of this world. But Lucas is officially moved over, I think it was like the day before yesterday. But let me know your thoughts. What was your favourite Lucas memory? Was it of when Jurgen Klopp was in charge, when he absolutely was crying himself with laughter anyway, when Lucas tried to bang one from 40 yards. Similar with Henderson as well, everyone. Lucas didn't start off well in reality. Obviously, as I said, Rafa Benitez turned him more or less into a more defensive midfielder from where he did come from Brazil. But it was similar with Henderson. His journey and his elevation to greater heights at Liverpool Football Club, it was never easy for Lucas. But what I loved about Lucas, let me know your thoughts, chat, as well. He always tried his absolute bloody best, and he become very much like a cult hero, really, Liverpool legend. I know he only won the odd cup at Liverpool, but for that time and that period when Liverpool weren't always on the top, what he did get with Lucas was a player with the right attitude, and a player similar to Henderson that had to work his way up. He wasn't naturally gifted as i.e. a Steven Gerrard or a Xabi Alonso or a Mascherano. Lucas had to work his way up, and that's what I admire most about him, really. And we all love a Lucas meme. Saying that, we'll get a Lucas emote in the chat as well. There we go, John, and as well. And obviously, if you've missed it on the socials, Gino Wijnaldum is having a little cheeky bevy or a little cheeky drink or food with the Egyptian king. Can't lie, missed the conversations with the Egyptian king. Gino Wijnaldum said on his social media as well. Hope he's not telling Mo to join Paris Saint-Germain. Pretty sure he won't be, because I don't think he's everyone's biggest fan of Paris Saint-Germain at the minute. Obviously, Mohamed Salah tweeting reminiscing about the good times as well. But we'll go straight on to, obviously, probably why you have clicked on the video anyway. Jude Bellingham, the Englishman, he's a talk of the town recently, well, over the last couple of weeks anyway, at Liverpool Football Club. But this was reported on about 11:30 this morning anyway, today, from Ronan Murphy. Borussia Dortmund have put an asking price been around 120 million euros on Jude Bellingham, according to Sports Build. Chat, what are your thoughts on that rumoured transfer fee? Similar with Jadon Sancho when he did go to Manchester United. I know Man United did get quite heavily quoted in terms of Sancho's deal, but what United and what potentially Liverpool could potentially do in the next 6 to 12 months is haggle that price down and potentially bring that down closer to in and around 90, 85 million pounds British sterling. But as we've spoke about over the last couple of nights, it's not going to be cheap to bring Sancho into the football club. He's a lad with a lot of potential, most importantly, but at the minute, he's played well over 100 odd games already in his senior career, and that's quite staggering considering his age as well, most importantly. So let me know your thoughts on that, of what Ronan Murphy said. Obviously, very well established, credible Bundesliga correspondent in Germany anyway. So let me know your thoughts on that. Where do you feel or potentially Liverpool could do a deal, and what do you feel, chat, if you are watching on the repeat as well? What is a more acceptable fee? But at the end of the day, as we spoke about last night, if we structured a deal, you wouldn't be paying that 80 million, 90 million pound fee up front. You'd be very much structuring it over the space of 5 to 6 years with Borussia Dortmund, as most the modern day transfers have been anyway. But let's get to everyone's comments. Let me know your thoughts on Jude Bellingham potentially coming to Liverpool for in and around that transfer fee anyway. He took the shot. Klopp was pissing himself laughing. Yeah, John, I think we all remember that. Anyway. And he was telling you he was one of Liverpool's pranksters in the changing room. And you wouldn't think he was Brazilian. The amount of scouts, that's why I think where all these Liverpool announcement on the new players is telling them all a bit of scouts anyway. But most importantly, Lucas, you'd think he was scouts by the end of it. Similar with Jan Molby when he joined Liverpool Football Club. If you listen to Jan Molby in interviews now, you'd think he was scouts. How good he's really developed. Obviously, the scouts twang to his voice anyway. Lucas is a legend as well, Gary. We all love Lucas. We all remember those videos of him and Henderson anyway, from those, was it when he's done like a fairground and Laggy. Lucas, what a top bloke anyway. That top corner strike against Haverton Waterlooville in the FA Cup, probably one of his most favourite goals, Steve, wasn't it? In reality, really, but it was mad. What were your thoughts on, obviously, Rafa trying to convert him? Obviously, he was a box-to-box in Brazil, and then, obviously, Liverpool, Rafa seen an idea of really converting him more to a more defensive midfielder. It'd be intriguing to see if he does pick up that more box-to-box role at Gremio. I think he will do. It'd be interesting. I'm pretty sure he will. We'll see if in the next coming months and next coming years anyway, at his time in Brazil. I reckon give it 6 months, we'll see an absolute screamer Puskas award winner from Lucas Leiv. That's one thing that you probably wouldn't. The words Lucas Leiv Puskas award winner. You never know. But it's great to see he's moving closer back towards relatives in Brazil and as well. It's fantastic. Once a red, always a red anyway. Sometimes that doesn't go, especially depending on who that player is. But we all know those players that have moved to certain clubs anyway. Rafa should have used him in an attacking midfield role, Gary. Obviously, Steven Gerrard was more playing in that more attacking role, wasn't he, mate? But hey, Jude, the cop will be singing Hey Jude. I think Jude will sign next summer, Jack. 100% Gary. Lee, Jude more expensive than Haaland. Lee, let me know your thoughts. Obviously, Lee's posed a question there, Lee. Potentially, I think it would be a case, mate. Obviously, it'd be interesting to see if he has officially got a buyout, but at this minute and moment in time, then judging from that tweet that we just did speak about then from Ronan Murphy, I don't think he's got a buyout. It will command quite a big fee, and that's where Liverpool will very much need to haggle. But as Lee said there, I think he will be. The main thing with Haaland, when he did sign that new contract a couple of years ago at Dortmund, it did have the indication, and obviously it did have the buyout that Manchester City did activate. That's where you can, and not just Liverpool, but a lot of top clubs, whether that be this summer, if whoever makes a move in this window, if they do, or next summer, there's no buyout in deal at this minute as we currently stand in terms of Jude Bellingham. There's no buyout that we are aware of. It could change if there might be, but obviously the people running Liverpool will very much know about that. But the fee of in and around 120 million euro fee is being rumoured. And that would very much get the ball over the line in reality of any potential incomings of Jude Bellingham as well. We're going to have pay a pretty penny for Jude, but I think it will happen. I'm guessing Dortmund will hold out for in and around £90 million. Steve. Yeah, that's why, as I said on the thumbnail, I think if Liverpool were quite successful this season, if we have such a very good successful season as we have in recent history, obviously, you winning the Premier League, I know it's an extra space, but the money that does generate, and obviously the money that does get pumped into not just the Liverpool but in City, but the top teams in and around the top 6 positions in Premier League, the more you are featured regularly on television, the rights, you get so much money. Really, I know we have a couple of quabbles really with the availability and the fact that 3 p.m. kickoffs aren't available. We know it's a law in England, but that needs to be getting changed. Really, even if you paid well, that's another show in itself that we'll speak about this in the coming weeks. Would you be paying, or would you be willing? Because I know a lot of you already do pay what 100 odd quid, especially in England. You're paying 100 odd quid for bloody Sky Sports News and Sky channels as well, and the BT channels, 100 plus, and you're not even getting 3 p.m. kickoffs. That needs to be revisited by the Premier League and the lawmakers in England anyway. Gary, when Klopp signed his extension, one thing's Núñez and Bellingham was in the plans, 100% there, Gary, anyway. But let me know your thoughts. If you are watching on the repeat, we'll quickly cap up anyway if people are jumping in now at the minute. As we spoke about, Ousmane Dembele, the man to my left, the man over there, it was reported from L'Equipe. We all know he's probably going to be going to Chelsea, but there was murmurings over the last 24, 48 hours of potential move to Liverpool, but that is absolute utter nonsense in reality as well. So don't be reading into much of them. And obviously Jude Bellingham, as we've just been speaking about, his price tag has more or less been set, supposedly by Borussia Dortmund in and around 120 million euros. But I'm pretty sure Liverpool, we've saved our pennies to get Jude through the door, whether that be this summer or next summer. We will get our man anyway. And obviously, shout out to every single one of you as well. As I said, channel memberships are live. New custom emotes will be getting added throughout the coming weeks and months. Anyone on the channel, if you want any custom emotes, let me know in the comment section below, and I will get them added as well to the community page. An absolute bloody legend. Every single one of you really appreciate it. If you've been here for the first couple of days on the channel all those years ago, 5 years ago, it's been an absolute bloody journey. And there's hopefully I can take the channel. But as I said on my channel intro video, Rome wasn't built in a day. And it's going to be a lot of hard work from me. But most importantly, thank you for people that have been here since day one, and people that have joined. If you've joined since yesterday, really appreciate it. You are the heartbeat of this channel as well. You can all set the agendas, really, what we speak about, most importantly, and hopefully I will be getting a lot more of yous on the channel, obviously in our pre-match build-up shows as well, post-match reaction shows. We'll be having fan calling shows as well, but your support really does mean the absolute bloody world, Reds, as well. And if you're a fan of another club and you're a close friend of the channel as well, thank you to every single one of you as well. We just love talking footy, really, and everyone is welcome as well. And what an exciting season we've got in store for the mighty Reds. But Steve, thank you very much, mate, for tuning in. But as Phil said there, I'm not convinced he's worth 80 million, let alone more at the moment than that. But yeah, Phil, he's still quite young, and mate, he's not really, as I've said, he's played over 100 odd senior games, but the Premier League is another ball game in reality. The competitive nature of the Premier League, the physicality as well. It's one thing doing it in Dortmund, but when you're doing it against the top 6, top 8, top 10 teams within the Premier League, season in, season out, I think obviously he's got a long way to go in his development, as his age as well. He's not really proved anything, but that's what you're getting with a high transfer fee. You're getting that potential. And as we know, Phil, Jurgen Klopp is one of the best managers in world football of getting the best out of his players. We don't buy superstars. Yes, we might. Obviously, we've done a big outlay on Núñez. It's about that potential, but it's the potential of what you're buying, of what Jurgen Klopp can do to Núñez. He can very much elevate his career in the next couple of years, next 4 or 5 years, to hopefully one of the best strikers in European football. Still got a long way to go. Development is wise as well. But that's what you get when they're Jude Bellingham and a lot of the top young players in Europe. You're buying potential. It's up to the managers, especially Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp, as we spoke about last night. They are the best managers in world football, getting the best out of the players anyway and developing their careers. Liverpool will get them. I will say it will be Liverpool will win the league. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Gary. It's going to take it's going to be one big ask this season, but the Reds will go again, as we know. Jude's an amazing player, but 100 million is a big risk. Yeah, 100% there, John. As we spoke about Núñez, or Van Dijk and Alisson weren't risks at the time because we knew. I suppose people did question that at the Alisson Becker fee, but Ali's paid that back in dividends, really, and same with Virgil van Dijk. I tell you what, if Núñez or if Jude did come to Liverpool Football Club with a big fee, I'm pretty sure they'd repay them in give it a year or two, really. I think it's not our money, it's the club's money. I know everyone does buy the shirts and they're that's another show in itself. That'll be on the channel. But as I said, Reds, thank you for all the continued support. Absolute bloody legends. Look after yourselves. Let me know where you are watching around the globe and how long you have been subscribed on the channel as well. As I said, I know every single one is from the very beginning. But thank you to all the new subscribers as well. If you are new, as I said, thank you very much, John, for being my first new channel member anyway. Really do appreciate it as well, everyone. And exciting times are ahead as well, mate. But thank you to every single one of you. Jack, get the Uber Eats ready for the watch alongs next season, starting with the Community Shield. I'll tell you what, Gary. Well, potentially, you never know. I know the French league sponsored by Uber Eats, but you never know. Do some discounts on Uber Eats as well next season for all views. But yes, big up chat as well. Look after yourselves and thank you. And if you haven't already done so, I know a lot of you already have. We're on 12 likes. Smash the hell out of that like button. Really just help the YouTube algorithm anyway, everyone. Have a lovely rest of your night. I'll be back at 6 p.m. tomorrow for another episode. As I said, have a lovely rest of your night, and I'll speak to you tomorrow at 6 p.m.